Path of Exile 2. Here comes the day. Big news, baby. Path of Exile 2 0.2 update. We got about 7 more minutes to go. We already know there's a new class, the Huntress. And some new uniques, some new support skill gems, and a new weapon, the javelin. I think it's the javelin, right? Or the spear, whichever one. But this stream will show us other things that they were keeping secret from us. Hopefully it's more ascendancies with the current classes, and I would like more campaign chapters. Hopefully they release all the chapters for the campaign. Yeah, I mean, those are the two big things I would like. Maybe even a third trial. Oh!
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers.
It's time.
On Path of Exile 2. Welcome to GGG Live. Well,
yes,
it's been
sir.
a little over 3 months since we launched Early Access, so it's about time for our first major content update. Today,
Let's
we're
do
going
it.
to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, which
Dawn
launches on April 4th.
April 4th.
Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so make sure you follow the instructions below in order to claim your Executioner's Guillotine finisher effect. Now in today's stream, we're going to take you on a deep dive into the new Dawn of the Hunt update. We'll cover a new class, 5 new Ascendancy classes, and huge expansions on character systems like
5 new Ascendancy classes.
After that, it's on to the in-game improvements, including changes to systems, a bunch of new encounters, and lots of other content. We're going to finish up today with a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile 2's game directors, myself and Mark, your questions from Twitch chat. Now we have a lot to cover today, so let's get started with a trailer for Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt.
Let's do it, y'all. 5 new Ascendancy classes, y'all.
By the spirit. It provides prey, shelter, even love. But for me, one day, all that were changed. The spirit, it showed me something. Something forbidden.
This is the Huntress, I guess. The little... Oh yeah, look at that. The new move.
I lost everything that day. But fate weren't finished with me yet.
Here we go. Uh-oh, she's gonna jump. Oh shit.
I'll right the wrongs I've done. I'll do what I must. No matter the cost.
Bro, why is the guard standing so close to the gate, bro? Come on, bro.
Will hear the spirit.
Come on, bro. What are you doing, bro? Is this the Spearborn? Wait, my fault. Wrong game. She's very, like, mobile. Yeah, that was cool. What? That's really cool. It's like she has like a, Yo, is that a mount? $25 new skills. Rogue Exiles are back. Rogue Exiles are back, y'all. 100 new support skit. 100 new uniques. New Ascents. Oh my goodness. New endgame mechanics. Oh man. I'm gonna just put my screen up here. New maps. And much more. Wow. Wow, dude. They're just throwing out punches right now. That's insane, bro. 100 of everything, bro. New maps and everything. April 4th. So it's...
Now, as you can see, in Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the first new class since early access to PoE 2, the Huntress. The Huntress is a spear-wielding Asmeri warrior Born into a society with strict traditions, she was exiled from her homeland after using the power of a skill gem to defend her village.
Huh.
As a dexterous spear user, she specializes in both melee and ranged combat, dashing into and out of battle. Spears have extended range and a short dash, but unlike other melee weapons, you can also throw them. In order to make a hybrid ranged and melee character work, we had to do a lot of thinking about ways to make it fun to both enter and exit melee range. The first skill you will get as a huntress is Whirling Slash. As well as striking in a circle around you, this skill creates a whirlwind that blinds your enemies.
A
Leaving
whirlwind.
the whirlwind will make it explode.
Bro, bring out
The more
Cyclone.
Whirling Slash is used, the bigger the whirlwind, and the bigger the explosion. Once you're out of there,
I'm gonna do
you'll
attack
want to follow up
speed,
with something
like
ranged.
maximum attack speed,
Whip
so I
your
could do
spear
like
around and
50
shoot
whirlwinds
twisters
at
towards
once.
your foes. These
And
twisters
the
bounce
Xbox
off
is
walls
gonna
and hit
just
enemies
explode
multiple
at that
times.
point.
You can also throw twisters inside a whirlwind to shoot out extra tornadoes that do
Oh
rare
yeah,
damage.
dude. 300,000
In her
tornadoes.
offhand, the huntress will usually want to hold a buckler, which allows you to do a
A
new
buckler?
skill, parry.
Parry.
Holding down parry. your
Oh
character
no,
will
this ain't my
counterattack any
class.
incoming attack from monsters near you,
This
stunning
ain't my
them.
class. I
In
can't. Nah,
addition,
nah,
the
nah.
monsters will take extra attack damage from your
I ain't
follow-up
parrying,
strike.
bro. Next
Some
class,
specific
please.
skills are designed to be used after a parry and have extra effects.
A parry,
Disengage
bro.
is
A
skill
parry
that does a quick
mechanic.
jump back, damaging
Crazy.
enemies in front of you, and it can be used to interrupt other actions, like dodge roll. If you use it against a parried enemy, though, it causes an explosion and gives you a frenzy charge.
How are you gonna parry bosses?
Just be careful. If you parry too much, you're going to get stunned and possibly killed.
Oh, rip.
You can combine this combo with Whirling Slash. Slash, parry, disengage, and you'll get an explosion from the disengage and the Whirling Slash.
Wow.
The Huntress also has a variety of elemental spear throw attacks.
That's too many buttons for me, man.
You
I
could
need
use
a
lightning
one-button
spear to
build.
bounce lightning between your foes. Or you could throw explosive spears into the ground. These spears take a while to detonate, but when they do, they'll incinerate anyone caught in the blast.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a one-shot
Both spear
mechanic
throws
right
on the
there.
Huntress can also be empowered by frenzy charges. For example, explosive spears will do an even larger explosion and leave fire on the ground. And these empowered versions can activate even more combos. Using Whirling Slash over ground fire
Ooh,
will suck it
that
into
looks
the
cool.
whirlwind, adding fire to the explosion. Using twisters inside a fire whirlwind will shoot out fire tornadoes as well.
Yeah,
And
that
you can do
looks
similar
cool.
combos with ice and lightning too. Now, a key aspect of hunting is exhausting your foes by causing blood loss. This skill is Rake, which dashes towards your target and unleashes a deadly slash, opening up wounds on your enemies. Follow up with Disengage and watch them bleed out as they run towards you. On the health bar of monsters, you can see how much blood loss the enemy has experienced.
Whoa, that was
And the
strong.
Huntress has skills to take advantage of this. For example, using Blood Hunt will thrust forward and cause a bloody explosion. The more blood loss, the bigger the explosion.
Huh.
If you want to cause bigger bleeds, try out Rapid Assault. The final hit of this multi-hit combo will stick a spear into your enemy for a big bleed. Now, Explosive Spear and Rapid Assault both result in leaving spears behind, either in the ground or in enemies. But there are other skills that leave spears around too, like Storm Lance, that leaves an electrical spear that arcs towards enemies. But what can you do with all these spears? Detonate them, of course. Thunderous Leap will allow you to jump onto and explode any spears either in the ground or in your enemies. Now, as well as hunting animals, the Huntress also has the ability to work with them. While fighting any beast, you have the ability to tame it and use it as a companion. You can only have one companion at a time, but it will keep the mods that were on it.
What?
Try to find a rare beast with good mods to take full advantage
Bro,
of your
what?
ability
You
to
can
tame it.
tame the boss since it's a beast?
Now, this is just the beginning of the Huntress. We're
What,
really trying
bro?
to make hybrid ranged and melee gameplay work for this class by having a huge amount of synergy between ranged and melee options. There are 22 new skills available for the
Gameplay
Huntress.
design not
By
for map.
in-game, you'll be slinging hundreds of insanely powerful spears, sending forth spirit animals and summoning the might of Solaris from the sky. But we still haven't talked about ascendancy classes yet. What can the Huntress ascend into? Well,
Uh-oh,
the
here
first
we go.
ascension class you could choose is the Ritualist. The
Ritualist.
Ritualist has embraced the darker
Here we
side
go,
of
little-
its merry traditions by harnessing the power of animal sacrifice and plague. The Corrupted Life Force skill causes all enemies around you to grow volatile blood boils on their skin. When those enemies are slain, the boils will burst, spreading.
Oh, here we go, a little
to all
burst.
enemies around
So you could probably pop the map.
The Ritualist also excels in taking advantage of magical trinkets. The
Extra
unfilled
ring
finger
slot?
skill allows you to equip an additional ring on a finger
Yo,
around
that's
your neck.
huge, man.
Taking Mystic Attunement increases the bonuses of all the rings and amulets you have.
Bro, that's insane.
Now this is one of my favorites.
Pair that
As
with
the
a breach,
Whisper's Ask,
with
it
like
grants
3
you a new
breach
skill,
rings.
Ritual Sacrifice. Use the skill on the corpses of slain rare monsters to absorb the power in their blood, to give you one of their modifiers for a short time.
She's literally a walking headhunter.
Specialize further into Ritualistic Sacrifice with
Eek.
As the Whispers Demand, which allows you to perform that skill on yourself instead of a corpse. Cut your own hand, sacrificing some of your own blood to empower yourself. The Amazon Ascension is for those looking to hunt
What?
more
Dude,
than
she's
just
like a walking
beasts.
headhunter.
Trained as an elite guard to the most important Asmeri elders, the Amazon will use more traditional fighting techniques mastered to perfection. The Predatory Instinct skill will cause you to reveal weaknesses in the defenses of rare and unique enemies, causing you to deal more damage. You can see
Look,
those
they have that
experts
boss in
represented
the maps now.
While using Elemental Infusion, any charges you consume will infuse your weapon with elemental power, causing any projectile attacks to explode on impact. The Critical Strike skill is as simple as it sounds. It takes your excess accuracy and gives it to you as critical strike chance.
Oh, wow.
Additionally, you have skills like Mystic Harvest, which allows your elemental damage to leech life, and as Mary Brew to be able to
Yeah,
use
bro,
either
5-button
forest crystal
combos
both
are
and mana.
too much for mapping.
So those are the 2 new ascendancies for the Huntress. But those are not the only ascendancies in Dawn of the Hunt. We've added a new ascension class for 3 of the other existing classes too.
Only 3?
First up, for our warriors out there, we have the Smith of Katava. The warrior is a blacksmith in origin, taught by his father Renly. With this ascension, you can take your smithing skills to new heights by embracing power from the
You
insatiable
literally
one himself,
start smithing
Katava.
in the middle of the map.
Smiths of Katava are master blacksmiths and have the ability to forge their weapon, quite literally. Using the Against the Anvil notable skill, you can enhance your weapon with fiery destruction before any battle. After doing so, your attacks will release explosions on hit for maximum devastation.
Wow.
You can also use the power of Kitava to summon an animated copy of your weapon to fight alongside you. A great blacksmith can do more than just forging their weapon though. Their armor can be enhanced too. Now you might think this ascendancy class tree looks a little abnormal, and you're right. There's a lot of notable skills all disconnected at the bottom there. By taking this point here, which is free to assign, your character is unable to equip body armors with mods of any kind. So your body armor must be normal. Sounds like a downside, right?
What?
Except now in true blacksmith fashion, you get to craft your own body armor by taking those disconnected notables with your points. If you want your body armor to grant life, take this notable. If you want resistances, take this one. There's so many choices. Think of it like you're crafting your own body armor,
Set
just in a more
body
natural
armor
sense.
grants 75%
Let's
to
move on
a
to those who
resistance.
prefer the reassuring feel of a crossbow
Wow.
in their hands, the mercenary. Alongside the existing Ascension classes, the Gemling Legionnaire and the Witch Hunter, you can now play as the Tactician. The
Tactician.
Tactician is a former Blackguard elite. Free from the duties of a Blackguard, he is able to use his training to decimate the monsters of Rayclast and earn a healthy income doing so. This training comes in the form of various skills like Suppressing Fire, which causes all projectiles to pin enemies. When combined with the Right Where We Want Them notable, your pin not only stops your enemies from moving, but stops them from performing actions too, similar to Freeze. With a soldier's training, the Tactician also works well.
Oh, look at that boss.
Using the
Oh, wait.
whoever pays best notable,
I know what boss
pressing
that is.
multiple banners at once. The Watch How We Do It skill gives a portion of your weapon's damage to your allies as well. But if that isn't enough, you can also command your army of off-screen archers to unleash hell and carpet an entire area with arrows. Finally, Witch players will be able to join their legions by becoming
Ooh.
undead themselves. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're introducing the Lich Ascension class.
The Lich.
The Lich is a master of chaos and curses and could sacrifice her life
Chaos.
to enhance her energy shield. The Crystalline Phylactery skill allows you to nominate a jewel in which to contain part of your soul, massively increasing its power. There's just one downside to splitting
Wow.
your soul this way though. If you have no energy shield, your mana costs will shoot up. The Necromantic Conduit skill causes you and allies in your presence to have unholy might, granting extra damage as chaos damage. Rupture the Soul makes enemies you curse explode with chaos damage when slain. Dominion over Flesh allows you to apply an additional curse. It's safe to say you'll be the true master of the occult by choosing the Lich class.
So it's pretty
So Dawn
much
of the Hunt has the
the
Huntress
same
and
as
5
the
new
other
Ascension classes,
summoner, but
but it
instead of
doesn't end there.
fire,
Let's take a look at some of the
you're
new
doing
skills we've added. Now, you
curses
may remember we previously
and
talked about the Raise Spectre skill. It's finally complete and will be
chaos
made
damage.
available in the upcoming expansion. It can be found in the occult skills on the skill gem crafting panel. Raise Spectre is a skill that allows you to trap the
Oh,
soul
here we
of almost
go.
any monster in the game, which you can then summon in the skill panel. Spectres cost spirit and will revive automatically if they die, but the spirit cost varies based on the power of the monster. You could
Yeah,
summon an army
specters
of
can
weak
be
monsters,
really good if you can
or
like
a few of
find
the
really
more
good
powerful
monsters to summon.
You can combine them with your existing skeleton minions, or summon exclusively specters.
Certain
It's all up to you
specters
how you
can
want to
like
customize your army of the undead.
have an aura to give you
Given that there are
buffs,
hundreds upon hundreds of monster variants in Path of
like
Exile
really
2,
good buffs.
it's safe to say you'll be experimenting with this one for a while. We look forward to seeing which monsters serve you best. Now let's move on to our next skill. Since we've been talking about summoning undead so much, let's have a change of pace and summon something a little more alive. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding the Summon Rower skill. Summon your friendly rower to aid you in combat as a minion. You can also mount your rower in combat at any time, allowing you to move at full speed even while shooting arrows or throwing spears.
That's so
Be
weird.
wary though, if you take too much damage while riding your mount, you can be knocked off and get overwhelmed. It's worth keeping an eye on your stagger bar, as falling off the mount can mean almost certain death. On the topic of new ways to enhance your character, let's talk about support gems. Support gems are used to modify your skill gems in meaningful and interesting ways. Currently, we feel that a lot of builds have insufficient options here. To alleviate this, we're adding over 100 new support gems.
100 new
Team
support
crystals
gems.
will enable a new kind of bleed build, turning the damage over time you would have done into explosive Vile
Bro,
crystals.
what?
Alignment is a support gem for bow attacks, which can reward skilled players with good positional skills. Caltrops will allow you to litter the battlefield with hazards, slowing your foes as you fling spears through their ranks. But there's plenty more for every playstyle.
Oh
such
my
as
goodness.
Enormity,
100
Unsteady tempo.
more support gems.
Profanity, Retaliate,
Dunbar damage. What?
Syzygy. Yep, that's a real word.
Syzygy. Syzygy. Syzygy.
And many more. Now we've talked
Sheesh.
about a new class, new ascendancy classes, new skills, and new support gems.
About
But let's
to
not forget
fail
about the
my
core of a
spring
true
semester
ARPG,
classes
the
because of this game.
items. To start with, let's talk about uniques. We're adding over 100 new unique items. This time, we'll make
100
sure to add
unique
uniques with a
items.
Focus on mid and in-game tiers to make sure there are
Oh
more
my
exciting
goodness.
items to find for higher level characters.
They put in
Let's look at
Mage
some
Blood?
examples. Embrace your inner devil with Chernobog's Pillar.
Giant
Grants
ass
you a large
shield.
amount of fire damage based on your block chance. The Coming Calamity allows you to become a true master of the elements, granting you
Whoa.
all 3 elemental herald skills without costing
Wow.
any spirit. At the same time, it penalizes enemy resistances. Wastegate is a belt useful
Wow,
for
that
builds
was-
using a single resource like
that
blood
chest
magic
piece was really
or
good.
Archmage builds. With this belt, you can use 2 life flasks or 2 mana flasks. It's up to you. Now, we could go through these all day, but
Huh.
we'll leave most of them for you to discover. Suffice to say,
Oh, that looks cool.
we want there
That
to
looks
be way
cool.
more cool things to find. Over time, our goal is to add a
Oh, it's
unique to
alright.
every single base item type at a minimum, so that you can chance any base in the game. Now, given that we have the Huntress, we have a set of unique spears from early game all the way through the end game as well. One example is Scyther's Spear, which combines bleed and fire in a powerful way. It
Nice.
allows your ignites to be aggravated, dealing substantially more damage. We're also introducing a suite of unique bucklers with some interesting parry
Bucklers.
mechanics.
Infinite
How Gaia's
projectile
Bolt, for
parry
example,
range.
allows you to parry projectiles from any distance. And we're also adding our first unique charms. Bayra's Anguish. will not only
Charms,
protect you
unique
from ignites,
charms. What the heck?
but also emit a devastating fire nova whenever you do get ignited. In sum, there's just a ton of new uniques to find. We can't wait to see.
I
the
cannot
weird and
freaking
broken
wait.
builds that
Yeah,
come
bro.
out. Now we
Bro,
also want to
100
talk about crafting options. In each major update during early
Hold
access,
on.
we'll be continuing to add and improve the options here. We have various new crafting tools that have been added as rewards to many of the different types of new content that we're adding. But for now, I just want to mention the changes to runes.
Okay.
Runes add commonly available mods. But since they only have one tier, flat damage mods tend to get outclassed by in-game. So we've changed runes to have multiple tiers, allowing you to get higher tier mods
Multiple
than before.
tiers runes.
Our plan is to significantly expand the number of
Interesting.
more
I don't know how I
specialized
feel about
mods for
that.
crafting using socketables as we add new content over time. And the first new set of those comes from what we're talking about next. In Dawn of the Hunt, we're adding Asmarian wisps, which can be found throughout both the campaign and the endgame.
Okay.
The Asmari spirit has made itself present in Rayclast, and it appears to be trying to warn, or maybe prepare us for the coming darkness.
Just show us the new map
We'll
in
first
endgame.
encounter a
Don't come to
manifestation
him,
of
bro.
Act
Chill,
1
chill.
Act 1.
You want me to
We
fast
meet
forward
Darwin,
the
an
stream?
Asmari hunter who is
Side.
trying to find out what exactly is causing the spirit to behave this way.
I'm surprised their stream didn't like crash. No jinx. No jinx.
Making them more powerful.
Yo, he has no
Spirit
loot
is
filter. What is he
associated with a
doing?
specific revered animal within Asmari culture. This one is a wisp of the Great Bear and grants enemies extra life and stun. The wisp moves faster the closer you are, and as you move away, they slow down to wait for you.
Okay.
But if you get too far away for too long, they'll dissipate and return to the woods.
Oh, dang.
As you continue to chase the wisp, it will find and possess a rare or unique monster, granting it a new powerful ability. Because this was a wisp of the Great Bear, this monster now also has increased life and stun. But on top of that, it will periodically summon a large spectral bear that slams with wild fury.
That's pretty cool.
If you're able to defeat this foe, you will be rewarded. For each monster that was infused and killed
It's
along the
kinda-
way, the rewards will be increased. Each wisp has its own mechanics.
This is kind of like Einer from Path of Exile 1.
Enemies deal extra cold damage, gain energy shield, and release wind vortices on death. When infusing a monster, they will call down large tornadoes to protect their host. The Wisp of the Wild Cat is a vivid wisp that causes affected monsters to deal more critical strikes
Oh,
and
wow.
are more evasive. When it infuses a monster, it will summon a barrage of feline spirits.
Yeah, look,
that
it
will
summons like
attempt to tear you from
an
limb.
elite monster.
If you're lucky,
you have to
you may
kill.
even find sacred wisps that can do some pretty crazy things to the monsters they
Ooh.
influence.
Ooh,
Like the
sacred.
Wisp of the Cunning Fox, which turns normal monsters into magics, magic monsters into rares,
Dude,
and rare
these
monsters into
wisps
actual
might be really good for like loot farming, bro.
Asmarian wisps can drop a new set of socketable items that allow you to craft a wide range of interesting new mods
Oh
onto your
wow.
items.
Look, gloves
Each one
gain
may
one
only be used
rage
on a specific
on
item
melee
slot.
hit.
As mentioned,
Corrupted blood.
the
I didn't
Asmarian
read that one.
wisps can be encountered throughout the game, but there's also a new in-game map called the Asmari Ranges.
Dude, having a mount in this
mountain village
game,
where the Asmari once lived,
having a
now
mount in this
overrun
game
with corrupt monsters.
looks so like weird.
This map always has multiple Asmarian wisps in it, and familiar, yet not quite the same boss fight. Asmarian wisps
Interesting.
can also be further modified by the endgame Atlas tree as well, and by tablets.
They still got
But
tablets,
I'm not going
bro.
to be the one talking about those things. In order to cover all the new content in in-game, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts.
What's
game
up, Mark?
director on Path of Exile 2. There's a ton to talk about with the endgame today, so
All right,
let's
here we
dig
go.
right in. Path of Exile 2's early access began with a brand
End
new
game, baby.
and it was clear that it needed a lot of work. After absorbing your feedback, we're ready to make some epic changes.
Epic changes. Let's
The
see
first
it.
thing is, we just need a lot more content. In Dawn
Yes.
of the Hunt, we have made sure to focus on increasing the sheer number of
Good old
interesting
Breach.
and different encounters you will randomly stumble into as you explore the endgame.
30% of my deaths were in
The
breaches.
progression through maps and reduce the amount of annoying
70% were in rituals.
To start
Just
with,
kidding.
let's talk about the new interesting stuff to find. Well, the most obvious thing to add are new maps.
New
As well
maps.
as the
Okay, cool.
Asmari ranges that Jonathan mentioned earlier, Dawn of
Nice.
the Hunt also contains 7 other new maps.
7 new other
all with
maps.
their
That's
own custom
pretty good.
encounters. Let's start with this one.
The Feral Megaliths map starts off in the wild Ezomite forests. As you progress through the forest, you will find mysterious rune-carved stones that, when touched, surge with energy. After activating
Okay.
all the stones, you can find a grand henge, where all the energy is coalescing. You can then start an encounter. The area darkens, a storm moves in, and a concentration of energy
That's
summons
pretty
a
cool. It's a little
dangerous
different
boss.
than killing all the
You must
elite
fight
enemies.
and defeat the boss to get its rewards.
That's a little
Once you have
different. Thank
defeated it,
goodness.
Summon another. And
Oh.
another. And another. And another.
Oh my
There are
goodness.
10 total waves of boss fights which get
What the heck?
incrementally more difficult. If you manage to defeat them, you get full boss rewards, but also opportunities to get new runes. These can only
That's
be
pretty
obtained
cool,
from
bruh.
this map. The Fractured Lake contains a surreal waterscape
Look at this
with
place.
fractured mirror-like objects.
Oh my
As you
goodness,
move
that's
around the
trippy.
map, the terrain itself elevates from below, creating the ground
That's
you
really
walk
cool
on.
though.
In this unique map, all the rare monsters are mirrored, so you're always fighting two of the same rare at the same time, which can prove quite difficult.
What?
If you manage to overcome that challenge and make it to the end of the map, you'll be presented with a broken mirror, a powerful altar-like object that contains an item within it. The item contained within is
Plus
a
3 to
new base
minion
type,
skills,
either
bro.
an
That's
amulet
crazy.
or a ring that can be crafted to have additional prefixes or suffixes
What,
at the
dude?
cost of the
Crafting is
The
back.
last unique map we'll show today is one based around the essence mechanic. You enter a crystalline cavern, and you will find a powerful map boss imprisoned in the center. It is surrounded by many rare monsters, also imprisoned in essences. By freeing and defeating the rare monsters, the essence they held will be upgraded to a greater essence, and be added to the imprisoned map boss.
Oh wow.
How brave are you? How many essences will you add to the boss?
Yo, this
Overdo
is
it, you
insane.
might
Bro,
lose
he's doing
everything.
no damage.
Underdo it, and you might regret it.
Bro, he should have killed him by now. Oh yeah, his build sucks.
Speaking of
I'm just
essences,
kidding.
alongside visual improvements, you're now able to apply
He should have froze
violence
him,
to corrupt
shocked him,
essences
burned him.
with a range of unpredictable outcomes. It could increase the number of essences, re-roll all the essences to the same type, or even upgrade the essences to greater essences. What if they're already greater essences? Well, it can upgrade those too. We have 4 new corrupted essences. Essence of Hysteria, Delirium, Horror, and Insanity.
Interesting.
Each corrupted essence has its own interesting combat mechanics. For example, the essence of Insanity causes you to question even your own mind, as monsters split into shadowy clones, and you must locate the real one before a devastating icy explosion freezes everything
What?
around it.
Oh no.
Each of these has their own crafting outcomes. The essence of Insanity can be applied to a belt. It adds a mod that will ensure the next Vaal orb used on the belt will guarantee adding 2 enchantments.
It's worth noting
Oh.
all the essences in the unique map can also be corrupted too, if you're willing to risk it. It's worth noting we have also added 10 extra Atlas passive points you can earn by completing 5 different unique maps.
Okay. Some
Now,
more points.
New maps are just the beginning. We had a
Just
goal where
the
we wanted to
beginning.
make sure you were constantly finding exciting new content, and that it could be lurking around any corner. So, we have added a bunch of new things that you could stumble into in any map you run.
On your travels, you will sometimes encounter rogue exiles. Others like you who have been exiled and are openly hostile.
Good old rogue
Some
exiles.
are malicious, some are mad, while others are simply fiends for loot. They will challenge you. A fight
Man,
to
that guy
the
has a
death.
lot of health.
They use the same skills available to players, and even the same items. They aren't just dressed up in those items, they're actually using them. It's going to feel like a true player versus player situation.
Interesting.
Of course, if you are able to slay these exiles,
Uh-oh.
those items will all drop on the ground. So if you encounter an exile using a powerful or valuable unique item, which you can see displayed under their life bar, you want to be damn sure you kill them.
Yo,
Because
what?
if they kill you and your party, they'll portal out, taking their items with them. Every fight will feel completely different depending on the items they come equipped with. These exiles are much
Dang, so you
smarter
can
than
get like
regular monsters.
crazy
They have
uniques by killing
capabilities
the
to
rogue
dodge roll,
exiles.
Avoid your abilities with smart pathfinding, smart targeting, and much more action-packed gameplay. Fortunately, they're like you and they're not super durable. Unless, of course, they're wearing uniques like Calm's Heart, in which case, expect a longer battle. There are 12 different rogue exiles you can find, each with their own skills and personalities. Some may insult you, while others may admire
You die
your
to
honor
it,
and
takes your loot.
Another encounter you might stumble onto in Dawn of the Hunt are one of 4 new
Yeah, that's
unique
interesting.
strongboxes.
Strongboxes are chests with
I don't think it
modifiers.
takes your
When
loot.
you
I
try to
just
open
think
them,
I think they
activate
said it
traps
just
and
takes
spawn
their
waves of
loot
monsters that you
that
must
they
defeat
had.
to access the loot.
I don't
Let's
think
take
it
a look
takes
at
your
2
loot.
of the new unique boxes that are harder to
I
find
might have heard it wrong.
and behave just a little bit differently.
But if they take your loot, bro, that
Odin's Legacy
sucks.
Strongbox has a corpse splayed out in front
That's
of
some
the
division
rune-carved
type
stone.
shit, bro.
Upon interacting with the stone, you activate forbidden Ezomite magic, which revives the monster as a powerful rare. The
Bro, this
strongbox
is a lot
comes
of
with a
content
modifier
already.
which determines how many times it will revive that red. Each time you defeat the monstrosity, the strongbox revives it again, adding an extra modifier to the monster.
Look at this.
With each resurrection, it becomes more difficult, but also more rewarding.
Oh my goodness.
This strongbox is infused with thaumaturgy from ancient File technology. Eshell's Torment has a powerful artifact inside, and is guarded by chaos itself.
Whoa.
Defeating the monsters will grant you a unique item, with a specific corrupted outcome. You'll have
Bro,
to
they
find
gotta
the
show
other
the
two
monk.
for yourself to see what they do.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, let's talk about the introduction to the endgame. Upon starting the endgame, Doriani tasks you with cleansing corruption to help restore the land. However, in practice, the quest objective just sent you on a grind to clear 15 maps. We wanted to make the quest to unlock your Atlas passives much more interesting.
Okay.
Now, Doriani is tasking you with a more specific objective. On the Atlas, you will find areas of corruption caused by the beast. In the center of each one, you will find a corrupted nexus, the source of the affliction. In the areas leading up to the nexus, you will notice that corruption spills out from slain enemies and amalgamates into powerful monsters. Corrupted maps existed on the Atlas before, but we've done significant work on improving these monsters. We've also done a full pass on the modifiers on these maps to make them more interesting and more
If you look at the top, it doesn't have
Once
Act
you
4,
reach the
5, and
Nexus, you'll
6.
have a new task. Cleanse the source of corruption. When you defeat the last rare in those maps, they will spawn one of 3 terrifying bosses. Amalgamations of corruption itself. After defeating that boss, Doriani will come and cleanse the corruption for good. As the remains of the boss are purged of corruption, it coalesces into raw crystallized power, which you can use to gain points for your Atlas passive skill tree.
Okay,
The
cool.
upgrade system that allows you to add and enhance
So it's not
content to
just
new
like,
maps.
go do these maps.
We didn't stop
It's like,
there though.
do an
When you
actual
complete the
objective.
corrupted nexus, all of the remaining surrounding corrupted maps will become cleansed maps. Cleansed maps also have new monsters, a new boss, and their own set of modifiers and rewards, including
Wow.
finding fracturing orbs by slaying cleansed enemies.
Fracturing
These
orbs.
orbs can be used in crafting on a rare item to cause one of its modifiers to become fractured.
No
Fractured
way.
modifier is one that cannot be modified by any means.
No
You are
way,
able to
bro.
freely modify the item, ensuring the fractured
That's,
modifier will
dude,
never
crafting
change.
is back.
If you get the right item,
Crafting
with
is
the
back,
right
bro.
mod, it can prove to be a very powerful crafting
That's
base indeed.
insane, bro.
You must now choose. Do you complete all the corrupted maps and then the Nexus? Or maybe you beeline to the Nexus, complete it, and do all the remaining maps cleansed.
That's crazy,
Both
bro.
have
Crafting
rewards
is
to entice
back.
you and challenges to assess.
Imagine fracturing
Now,
an item
let's have a talk
and you
about
get to keep the
towers.
best stat.
One thing we've had a lot of feedback on is the busy work around running towers and managing your tablets. The first change we've made here is that we have reduced the number of towers drastically, so there are now 1/3 as many as before, but
Okay.
we've made them much more powerful.
Alright.
To start
Sounds good.
with, tablets now inherently add twice as many mechanics, but that's not
Okay,
all.
good.
Running higher tier maps and towers now increases the number of mechanics applied by tablets. By tier
Okay.
15, the bonus is double, allowing a single tablet to now add 4 times as many mechanics as before. So, we're running far fewer towers, dealing with fewer tablets, and affecting even more maps than before. But
Perfect.
because there are fewer towers overlapping with each other, you won't get as many opportunities to stack different tablets. In order to solve this, we've made it so that each tower can consume up to 3 tablets at once. You always get
Good
one slot
job.
for completing the tower, but if you can complete a tower with more mods on the waystone, you can unlock a second or third slot. Overall, this allows for even more juicing from towers,
Thank
while
goodness.
drastically reducing the amount of busy work you have to do. On top of that, towers are much more interesting maps because they can now spawn with all mechanics, including bosses.
Each tower map has a new
Interesting.
boss. Let's take a look at a couple here.
The boss fight of the Alpine Ridge map has 2 powerful witches contesting for
What?
territory. One witch has an affinity for ice, the other fire.
Yeah, that's
Who will
cool.
win?
They're doing like a
Hopefully neither.
Goku versus Vegeta
The
last.
boss of the Sinking Spire map is a remnant of the Val.
Look at
that
this
has been
guy.
Charged with the lightning. It uses a full suite of lightning abilities. But be careful. If any of them hit the surrounding constructs, they will power up.
Another thing that we've seen a lot of feedback about is sustaining waystones. As we looked into it, we realized that the people who couldn't sustain waystones were dying a lot. A lot more than we had expected. And that made us realize something. During the campaign, the expectation is that you can die multiple times in order to learn how to overcome challenges. You are able to learn how the monsters behave, adapt to their skills, and eventually overcome them.
You
But
think
as
the
soon as you get
Huntress
to
is
the
going to be the
endgame,
meta?
You're effectively no longer allowed to die if you want to sustain waystones. By the time you are getting towards the end of endgame, we want you to have to be careful not to die. But it certainly shouldn't be that we have such a sudden shift as you run your first maps.
The first change we're making is you can now respawn and return to a map if you die.
Okay.
Continuing from where you left off. When you
Oh,
start
look,
the endgame,
the
you
loot
get up to
stays.
6 total attempts per map.
When you die, the loot stays.
As you add more modifiers to a waystone, the number of respawns goes down. This means that
Oh,
as you get to
wow.
the point that you're running every waystone as a rare, you will have to be more careful.
Interesting.
In parties, everyone gets to respawn that number of times. But we still think it's important that you can kill a boss in one go. In order to allow that to happen, we've made a change so that once you start the boss fight, it changes over to the same respawning system we use for pinnacle bosses. This means that the map owner can choose to respawn everyone at the same time.
Look at that, dude.
Another
That's pretty
complaint we've
cool.
seen a lot of is players not wanting to do the pinnacle content because of the experience penalty from dying. A change we've made here is that all pinnacle content now no longer grants experience, but also no longer removes experience on death.
Wow, dude. WW
Dawn of the Hunt
update,
also
bro.
brings the first batch of Twilight Order reliquary keys.
You
from the
don't lose
early access supporter
XP
packs.
when you fight pinnacle bosses. Oh my goodness.
Keys contain items selected by our supporters. They can contain any
W
mini
change,
found
bro.
in Path of Exile 2.
Oh my goodness, bro.
If the selected item is a pinnacle boss drop, then only special keys dropped by
W.
this content
Oh my
can
god, that's the
provide
best
these
thing
items.
in this whole update.
For example, Hand of Wisdom in action
Oh
can
my
only
goodness.
come from a key dropped by Zesht.
Bro, for real, no more waiting
We're
to
also
level
making a
up
change
to
that
fight
allows
bosses,
pinnacle
bro.
boss uniques to drop at any
Oh my
difficulty.
goodness, that's such a
Rarer
big
uniques will be
update,
rarer at
man.
lower difficulties,
Such a big
but
change.
still possible to find. This applies to the drop chances for the reliquary keys from this content as
Oh,
well.
that's a good drop.
We spoke about towers and tablets earlier, but we have also added a suite of unique tablets. Each of these adds crazy interactions to the maps influenced by it. For example,
They look
this
pretty
unique
cool.
tablet allows you to run any map in a tower's radius without requiring connections, which can be quite useful for jumping gaps and traveling
Oh my
around your
goodness, they
palace.
figured out how to jump
And
gaps.
this tablet causes all
Thank
runic
goodness.
monsters spawned during expedition encounters to be duplicated, and weakens all expedition monsters that emerge from the ground. The Atlas tree has also been expanded, and you can find many of the new mechanics there, and improvements to existing ones too.
Right, I mean, we won't know until we actually play it, you're right. I was just
Through this
wondering,
live
like,
stream, we have mentioned quite a few
you know
new
how
crafting
whenever a
options
new
that we've
class
added.
or something releases,
New
it's usually a
runes,
little tiny bit
corrupted
better than the
essences,
rest.
fractured
But
mods, and
you know what I
jewelry
mean.
crafting bases. But we did have just one more crafting system to talk
But in
about.
this game, it's not really like that
Expedition was the
because
only in-game mechanic that was lacking
everyone
a
can
crafting
be
system,
insane.
so that needed to change.
Everyone can use whatever, you know.
Recombination is a mechanic that
3
might be
rings with,
familiar to some
yeah,
players.
exactly, with that belt,
It
for
allows you
sure.
to merge 2 items together.
Oh, look, they
hoping
brought
to
this
get the
back.
best elements of each on a single new item.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro,
This
crafting
new
is
crafting
back.
bench will be unlocked as you complete your first expedition.
It's all about
It
crafting now.
requires artifacts found during expeditions to fuel it. The rarer the mods on the item you are combining, the more expensive the cost.
You do this,
That
right?
wraps
Put
up
a
all the
fraction
major
orb
in-game
to
changes we're
keep the
talking about
best
today.
stat
With all
and
the
then
system
re-roll it.
changes and new content, we can't wait to get in there, start blasting maps, and obliterating monsters.
Heck
There is
yeah,
one
man.
more thing we wanted to clarify before we move on.
What's
which
up?
is that all the content we've talked about today will be made available in the existing early access leagues, so you can play your existing characters. However, there will be new leagues made for those who wish to start in a fresh economy. It is recommended to start over and get the full new experience in the Dawn of the Hunt leagues.
Oh,
For
So
all
you
our
can either
existing
start
early access
over or
players,
continue
we're
your own
really looking
guy.
forward to joining you playing in this new update. For those who don't already have access and are interested in playing Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, you are able to at any time purchase an early access supporter pack at www.pathofexile2.com.
So with the
Additionally,
fracturing
Paladin and
orbs, what
Penance
you can
supporter
do
packs are now available
is
to
use that
purchase
other
in
item, I
Path of
forget what
Exile
it's
2
called, to
and contain 6
remove
microtransactions
mods
each
and try to
the
get
full pack's face
remove the
value in
ones you
points.
really don't want
All the
until you get
microtransactions
like maybe
contained within
one or
these
two,
packs
like
are
2 or
purely
3
cosmetic
mods,
and
and
do
then
not
hit it with a
affect your
fracturing
character's
orb to
power or
get
progression in any way.
like the best 2 or
Thank you
best
so
3.
much for your ongoing support.
Any of them is good.
We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news. On release weekend, we expect to launch the new mystery box and many new microtransactions, including Path of Exile 2's first alternate skill effects. Thanks for joining us today and checking
Cool.
out our latest developments.
W
We're
update.
looking forward to playing the Huntress, trying new builds, and exploring the new endgame next week.
Crazy, crazy good
We'll
update.
begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
Crazy, crazy good update, bro. If you're on YouTube, sub and like the video. Tell me what build or what class you're gonna play. And yeah, bro. Yeah, no new trial is rough.